19 July 2020, and I'm joined by Mr. Terence Simbi, author of the book Zimbabwe, Installing a True Democratic State. How are you, sir?
Yes, how are you, Mr. Gamba? How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, and I'm very happy to have you again this week. So I want to start with the topic that we're discussing today, which is the demonstrations that are planned in Zimbabwe, and also looking at the past, whether demonstrations are effective. Are you aware of the demonstration that is going to be held on the 31st of July?
Yes, I'm aware of the demonstration, and I'm also aware of the person who's being put forward as the one who's planning the demonstration, who's Jacob Garibume. But we know that he's very much linked to the opposition, as he's a founding member of the MDC alliance, of the MDC. Yes.
Okay, but other people say he is a project. What do you say? Yes.
Well, this is if you analyze the previous demonstrations which have happened in Zimbabwe, you see that so-called organizations which have links to the MDC, but which are not directly the MDC or the MDC alliance, are the ones who take charge of organizing this, and the MDC will deny responsibility of saying that it is the one which is planning the demonstration, but they benefit from the demonstration. After the demonstration, that's where now you see MDC leaders going to burials if there are casualties, going to those factions, and they benefit by media press saying that the government is terrorizing its citizens, but they will not have direct links to the organization of the demonstration itself. So there are various demonstrations which have happened in Zimbabwe where similar circumstances, like the circumstances which are happening right now, are transpiring right now, have occurred in the same way. Demonstrations previously have occurred in the same way. So we have the 1st of August demonstration, which was the election demonstration, which happened just after when the results were being delayed, pronouncement of results were being delayed. So people were in town demanding results for the MDC leader, for they saw that the results of Harare were not being announced quick enough. So the opposition, when the casualties happened there, they denied that they were the one who incited that demonstration. And appearing at the commission, before appearing at the commission of inquiry, where now responsibility was now placed upon Nelson Chamisa himself as the leader, as he was said to appear before the commission. Even said the demonstrators then were stupid for demonstrating, for putting themselves, for opening themselves up to attack. So when responsibility now comes to MDC, there will always be no responsibility for them, for they will not be directly involved in the organization of that demonstration. But this is contrary to what had happened during the campaign periods, where we have people like Amos Iba were saying, after you vote, you have to stay at the polling station which you have voted, and we have to demand the announcement of the results. And this is what exactly happened to people in the 1st of August. But we see now the responsibility. These are lawyers, mind you, people like Nelson Chamisa, they are lawyers. They will never be found on the crime scene, although they will be technical, inciting people to be there. So when casualties happen, but you see, even on the 1st of August, when people died or when people were shot, he went around visiting the hospitals. He went around even the funerals, burying people there, because he gets the media coverage. But when responsibility is now being assigned to them that they organized, they will tell the people that they are stupid for even demonstrating. This is the same occurrence even the demonstration which happened in January, it was flouted as a demonstration which was being organized by ZCTU, Peter Mtasa, and those were the guys, Jaffet Moyo, those were the guys who were on the front front. But when the casualties happen, we now see Nelson Chamisa coming now to do what he knows, which is burying people. So he comes in, he goes to the funerals of these people, he gets praised for that. But at the face of it, it will be said that this demonstration, the MDC has no links to this demonstration. It's a demonstration which is being organized by the ZCTU for fuel shortages. But you see them at the funeral of Kelvin Choto, the deceased in Chitungiza there. So that's the similar layout which is happening in this planned demonstration. Nelson Chamisa is on leave right now. You see Jacob Ngarivume, who is not directly linked to the MDC, but he's a founding member. For he is one of the founding members who created the MDC at the United University of Zimbabwe. So they will not be directly linked to the demonstration itself, the organization, the planning. But after casualties happen, you see now Nelson Chamisa coming into the funerals, doing what he knows best, which is burying people. Because when he attained his power to rise to the presidency, it was through another burial of service again. It was the burial of Morgan Tsvangirai, when he buried and outshone all the other vice presidents who were there, Thokozani Kupe and Elias Muzuri. So he gets his power there due to the ills which would have happened, the provocations which would have happened during the demonstration. But you never find him in the organization and planning of demonstrations in itself. So demonstrations are you as citizens, if you participate, you are just opening yourself out for attack, and at the end of the day, you'll be the one who looks stupid, because the leaders themselves will never claim responsibility for actions that they the ones who put you in there. In as much as you will be demonstrating to get him into government, but the leaders which you are demonstrating in favor of will never be found being responsible for organizing those demonstrations.
Okay. So, Terence, are you saying this demonstration is going to benefit Nelson Chamisa? Is there a possibility of soldiers, for example, or police joining this demonstration?
Well, you see, it's a much complicated scenario, especially in this demonstration. We can go back even further to analyze the November demonstration, November 2017 demonstration, where we saw the army and the police being flouted as at the side of the ordinary citizen. So in that demonstration, we saw that all political parties were able to unite against what Robert Mugabe. And people thought that this demonstration was surely going to bring in what change into the governance of Zimbabwe, where we saw the military and the police being on the side of the police was the one which was sidelined, but we saw the military join the citizens in demanding Robert Mugabe. Then people thought that change had come, but after the opposition itself, the opposition was also used by ZANU-PF factional fights to participate in that demonstration, and they violated the constitution, as I always reiterate there. But the major problem now, this was a factional fight, which can be the case even in this 31 July demonstration. It might also be a factional fight. So you saw that after all the people were used in 31 in November 2017, we were told now when they are now forming the government that yes, you participated, but we are not going to form a transitional authority. It was an internal process which was happening in ZANU-PF. So the opposition again was also used in that demonstration. And this is the danger, especially with this 31st of July demonstration. You do not know the sites which are behind the demonstration. You see Tenengam also being for the demonstration. You don't know the kind of factional fight which are in ZANU-PF. You see also in the MDC, there are also factional fights there. So you don't know, you really know who is behind the truth. This is the problem in Zimbabwe, that our politics, there is what we call the deep state, which is in the politics, which is very much benefiting from these factional fights, from these demonstrations. Because one of the things which I can now talk about is the business people who are behind the politicians, who will never be found in front. So they've really captured the political system, but they've captured it for their own advancement, for their own benefits. You see, last week we discussed about the RICO provisions. So one of the things, or one of the persons who was even suspended from ZANU-PF was Tenengam himself. Tenengam and Matutu, they were trying to raise issues about very powerful people who are behind the politicians. The Billy Rottenberg, the Masiwas, the Chabires, which the minister could not answer if they are going to prosecute or not. But when they raise those issues, they quickly get suspended from the party or even recalled from parliament, because the governance system itself is designed in the way that those who are on the top have the ultimate decision-making power. So if one is in a political organization tries to put those who are really putting the economy at random, there will always be tools to weed them off from the political system. So that's the use of the RICO, which we want to get rid of. It's there to really suppress those who are who are beneath the political ladder. So you see, so the factional fight in ZANU-PF, by the way, is not ended. It's still very much there, and still a G40 and the old version. Because if you see those who are suspended from ZANU-PF right now, you see it's a generation which is young. People like Tenengam, people like Matutu, people like Zivu, people like Mutodi. Those are very much G40. So the war is very much on between G40 and those who are outside the country. It's very much still on. Because you see the young people are being suppressed in ZANU-PF, in the ZANU-PF factional fight, which means it's still very much on. So what we don't know right now is who is leading that faction. But they are doing it on behalf of the business people which are in the country. So some revelations which have been coming out right now, one of the things is the mandatory blending, which is then in fuel, where it was actually increased, where you have to add ethanol, which is produced by one company, which is owned by Rottenberg. So one of the things which is there is that it was actually increased from 10% mandatory blending to 20%. But there's legislation which is there, and this is another problem which we have. Legislation, the governance system is made in such a way that legislation is not derived from us, the people, through our parliamentarians. It is actually derived from the executive. So most of the bills which are, or most of the acts which are enacted are coming from the people, from the executive itself, not the parliamentarians who are representing us, our interests. So that's why we are very much going ahead with getting rid of the RICO, where we are going to make MPs subject to us, the people in the committees, rather than the governance system which is there, where political parties are the ones who are calling the shots on everything. And they create these laws where they do not account to anyone.
Okay.
And if you try to account, they will recall you. Yes.
Okay. So yes, I want us to keep it very, very short today, right? Okay. I want us to put this on WhatsApp. So I want us to keep it below 10 minutes. So I want us to summarize what you just said. You said opposition politicians like Chamisa, they benefit from these demonstrations, but
Yes.
they don't want to be seen as organizing them.
Yes.
You said there's a danger that a demonstration like this could
Yes.
involve even the support of the army, because we don't know the factions behind
Yes.
what is happening.
Yes.
And then you said there are also business people behind these demonstrations that could be having their own
Yes.
interest.
Yes.
Is there anything else I left?
Yes, I think that those are the main points. Those are the main points. If
Okay.
we find time, we'll finish up with some of the issues involved.
I want to also go to the issue of, during the coup, not a coup, there was an obvious leader who could take over after Mugabe was removed. At the moment, is there a leader who can take over if Mnangagwa is removed?
Well, maybe as the demonstrations goes closer, as it draws closer, that's when now we'll see who's really behind the Terengam, who are there currently. Yes, that's when they will be reviewed.
But according to the Zimbabwe law, if Mnangagwa was to step down today, his deputy would automatically go in and be interim president.
Yes, he will be interim president. Yes.
Okay.
So that means the General Chirenga or Kembo Mahadi will take over as interim president until the party. They say until the party selects a successor to replace him.
Okay, but General Chiwenga currently is in China. Nelson Chamisa, as we know, he's away on leave. It's most unlikely. Nelson Chamisa is at his weakest at the moment.
Okay.
So even if people were to demonstrate, do you think he would benefit from this demonstration?
Well, that's now the issue is, what are the objectives of the demonstration itself? Because are you just, I'm even asking those who are organizing. I listened to the press conference of Jacob Garbu. It doesn't really explain what are the outcomes of the demonstration. Is it just opening people up to attack, and then people will just lose their lives for no reason? This is the situation. Even in Malawi, you saw that people demonstrated and they got another election. But after that government, the new government, it just maintained the same principles of the old government. So people have to be very clear. What are their objectives? What do they want to achieve? This is the issue of the November coup itself. What were we intending to create? What governance systems are we intending to create after the demonstration? No one is defining this clearly to us, and that's the most important thing.
Okay, Mr. Terence Simbi, author of the book Zimbabwe: Installing a True Democratic State. I want us to end it here today because I want to put this on WhatsApp. Is there anything else you want to say before we close?
No, nothing. We'll finish after the reactions.
All right, thank you very much. I think let's do this again next week on the weekend and see the new developments that would have come. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you.